Good morning. Thank you for the kind invitation to join you at this important global symposium. My name is Juliana Asiedu, a product of a cocoa farming household from Offinso in the Ashanti region of Ghana. I am honored to represent the Offinso Fine Flavour Cooperative Cocoa Farmers and Marketing Society Limited, as well as many other cocoa farmers whose livelihood depends on the land and the sustainability of our global value chains. It is a privilege to contribute to a dialogue centered on resilience because for farmers, resilience is neither theoretical nor optional. It is daily necessity. We experience it in very rare times when rainfall patterns becomes unpredictable, when pests and diseases threatens our harvest, when farm gate prices fail to reflect the true cost of production, and when new sustainability requirements emerge that are often complex and challenging to implement at the farm level. As the second child in a family of 6, raised on the strength of a cocoa and the quiet courage of my parents' hands. For more than 30 years, the land has been our provider. Its soil carrying our hopes, our sacrifices, our survival. Cocoa has given us a life, but today, that life is under strain. As prices shift and reflect our labor, what once sustained us now tastes our survival. There have been days when even the simplest needs, food, school, dignity, fell just out of reach. And yet my parents never stopped. They woke with the dawn, worked through uncertainty, stood firm in the face of hardship. Their resilience was not just a choice, it was a necessity. Their perseverance is not a slogan, but a daily act of survival. From them, I learned that resilience is not just about enduring. It is about demanding better, because farmers should not have to struggle to live from the crop that sustain the world. Their story lives in me as a call not to hope, but to act. To build systems that are fair, to ensure prices that are just, and to recognize true sustainability must begin with the people who grow what the world depends on. And so, I stand here today, not only as a daughter of cocoa farmers, but a voice for many, believing that better days will not come by a chance, but through collective efforts, fairness, and unity. Today, I would like to share 3 things that I believe are essential if you want truly resilient cocoa systems. First, we must strengthen climate resilience. As cocoa farmers, we are on the front line of climate change. We see changing rainfall patterns, declining soil fertility, increasing pests and diseases, growing pressure on natural resources. As our cooperative, we are on the front, as cocoa farmers, we are on the front line of climate change. As our cooperative, we are taking action. We raise and distribute shade trees. Support farmers to adopt more resilient farming practices. Raise awareness about climate risks. These efforts are helping, but they are not enough on their own. Farmers cannot carry the burden of climate adaptation alone. If we are serious about resilient supply chains, then investments in climate adaptation, insurance, training, restoration, and farmer support might become a priority. Resilience should not be measured only by how much cocoa is produced, but how well farming families are able to withstand and recover from shocks. Second, we must ensure that no producer is left behind. Too often, discussions about farmers treat us as a single group, but to farmers, they are all not the same. Women, young people, aged persons, persons with disability face different challenges and opportunities. Yet, many programs and policies do not adequately recognize these differences. If we do not know who is benefiting from intervention, we cannot know whether they are working. Resilient supply chain requires inclusive supply chain. This means collecting better data, designing programs that reach vulnerable groups, and ensuring that all producers have access to opportunities, training, and support. Third, we must make living income a reality. For many cocoa producing families, living income remains out of reach. This affects far more than household earnings. It affects nutrition, education, investment, resilience, and future of farming itself. When farming cannot provide a decent livelihood, people are forced to make difficult decisions. Some leave agriculture altogether. Others look for other alternative sources of income. Communities become less resilient and sustainability becomes harder to achieve. We often hear commitments to living income. What producers need now is implementation. A resilient cocoa sector cannot be built on farmers absorbing more risk while receiving too little reward. This is why I believe producers must be at the center of decisions that affect them. Whether we are discussing climate action, due diligence requirements, traceability system, sustainability standard, or international regulation, producers should not simply be expected to comply with decisions made elsewhere. We must have a seat at the table when decisions are designed and implemented. My call today here is simple. To policymakers, create policies that work for producers, not just for markets. To companies, invest in a long-term partnerships that supports farmer resilience and living income. To sustainability systems and development partners, continue working with producers to build practical solutions that can be implemented on the ground. And to everyone in this room, listen to producers, involve producers, and measure success by the differences made in producers' lives. I want the next generation of cocoa farmers to see a future in agriculture. I want them to inherit healthy farms, healthy forests, and thriving communities. And I want them to know that sustainability is not something that is done to farmers, but something that is built together with farmers. If we can achieve that, then we will have a created cocoa system that are not only productive, but truly resilient. Thank you.